Harihi Om. Pranamaha. Let's begin our class today with a small prayer. Pathami Samskritan Nityam Vadami Samskritan Sada Dhyayami Samskritan Samyak Vande Samskrita Mataram. Welcome. Today we shall study about the last type of Sandhi, that is Visarga Sandhihi, which we have already seen. It is also known as Swadi Sandhihi. We have already discussed that Sandhis are of three different types. That are the Sandhi Prakaraha. Ach Sandhihi or Swara Sandhihi is the first one. Second, Hal Sandhihi or Vyanjana Sandhihi. And the third, Swadi Sandhihi or Visarga Sandhihi. Wherever we have a Swaraksharam as Purvavarnaha and Paravarnaha, then it is Swara Sandhi. Similarly, wherever we have a Vyanjanaksharam as Purvavarnaha and either a Swara or a Vyanjanaksharam as Paravarnaha, then it is called Vyanjana Sandhihi. When the position of Purvavarnaha is occupied by a Visarga and that of the Paravarnaha is either a Swara or a Vyanjanaksharam, then we call such Sandhis as Visarga Sandhihi. In today's class, we shall be discussing in detail about the last type of Sandhi, that is our Visarga Sandhihi. Purva Varnaha is a Visarga and the Paravarnaha is either a Swara or a Vyanjanaksharam. In such a condition, another letter appears and the Visarga disappears. The Adeshaha may be the letter Sa. If so, then it is called Sakaradeshaha. The second, it may be the letter U. Then it is called Ukaradeshaha. It may be Lopaha, which means that the Visarga simply disappears. And the fourth type is Rephadeshaha, which means that the Visarga is replaced by the letter R. Let us have a look at examples for each one of these. For Sakaradeshaha, we have got Namaha plus Te. Here, in the place of Visarga, we must add the letter Sa. Therefore, it becomes Namaste. For the second type, we have Namaha plus Namaha. In the place of Visarga, the letter U enters, which later becomes the letter O, and our final word becomes Namo Namaha. In case of Shivaha plus Iti, the Visarga disappears and our word combines to become Shiva Iti. Lopaha is nothing but the disappearance of Visarga. The last type is Repha. When we try combining Guruhu plus Devaha, the Visarga becomes a Repha. So, we finally get Gurur Devaha as our Samastapadam. Guruhu plus Devaha becomes Gurur Devaha. Before we move on to learn all of these in detail, you must know all these simple rules that we have got here. The first one says Visarga plus Karkasha becomes Sa. This means that the position of Visarga is occupied by the letter Sa. The second one says that Aha plus A or Mrudu is O. In the place of Sa, Visarga becomes O. The third one is Aha plus Ach, other than the letter A. If this is the condition, then it is Lopaha. In the next one, Aha plus Ach or Mrudu, again it is the case of Lopaha. This is the second formula for Lopaha. The last one says Ich Visarga plus Ach or Mrudu is Rephaha. I again repeat, when any of the Ich letters, which means that any of the Swaraksharani other than A and A, when followed by a Visarga, come close to another word whose first letter is either Ach or a Mrudu Aksharam, then the letter R enters in the place of Visarga. All of us must remember all these formulas as they come in handy when we are dealing about Visarga Sandhihi. What do we mean by Karkasha Vyanjanaksharani and Mrudu Vyanjanaksharani? In Sanskritam, Vyanjanaksharani are of two divisions, that is Vargiya Vyanjanaksharani and Avargiya Vyanjanaksharani. Among the Vargiya Vyanjanani, the first two letters of each Varga are called Karkasha Vyanjanaksharani. They are Ka, Kha, Cha, Cha, Ta, Tha, Ta, Tha, Pa, Pa from all the Vargas. And among the Avargiya Vyanjanaksharani, the letters Sh, Sh and Sa belong to the family of Karkasha Vyanjanaksharani. Similarly, the third, fourth and fifth letters of every Varga belong to the group of Mrudu Vyanjanaksharani. They are G, Gh, Ñ, J, Jh, Ñ, D, Dh, N, D, Dh, N, B, Bh, Ma. Apart from these, we have got H, Y, R, V, L from Avargiya Vyanjanaksharani in Mrudu Vyanjanani. Therefore, we have 13 Karkasha Vyanjanani and 20 Mrudu Vyanjanani. We shall now understand each of the formulas with a few examples. Visarga plus Karkasha becomes Sa. This is our first rule. In the place of Visarga, we must add the letter Sa. Hence, this is called Sakaradeshaha since the letter Sa comes in as Adeshaha. Now see, we have got a Visarga followed by all Karkasha Vyanjanani, that is Ka, Kha, Cha, Cha, Ta, Tha, Ta, Tha, Pa, Pa and Sha, Sha, Sa. Here, in the place of Visarga, the letter Sa must be present, right? But here, we have got an exception. When the Paravarnaha is either Ka, Kha, Pa or Pa, then the letter Sa doesn't enter. Why do you think so? When the Visarga is followed by the letter Ka or Kha, it then becomes Jihvamuliyaha. In our example, Ka, Kaha plus Ka, Kaha becomes Ka, Kah, Ka, Kaha because after Visarga, we have got the letter Ka. Similar is the case with the letters Pa or Pa after a Visarga. Sakaradeshaha doesn't occur. Instead, it turns out to be Upadmaniyaha. For example, Pikaha plus Pikaha becomes Pikaf Pikaha with a sound F in between wherever there is a Upadmaniyaha. So, Kakah Kakaha is a Jihvamuliyaha and Pikaf Pikaha a Upadmaniyaha. The Aksharam Sa doesn't enter in these two cases. Now, let's see the next case when the Visarga is followed by Cha, Cha, Ta, Tha, Ta, Tha, Sha, Sha and Sa. Here, when we have the letters Cha, Cha or Sha, the Varnaha Sa enters, but it later changes to the letter Sha because of Shchutvam. Sa becomes Sha. For example, Balaha plus Chalati. Look here, we've got the letter Cha after Visarga. So the letter Sha occupies the position of Visarga and the Samasta Padam becomes Balash Chalati. Similarly, when Visarga is followed by Sha, Sakaradeshaha takes place, which later changes to the letter Sha. Sa becomes Sha when Cha, Cha or Sha are present. Here's an example to understand this. Namaha plus Shivaya. In the place of Visarga, we have the Varnaha Sa, which becomes Sha because of Shchutvam to give the combined word Namah Shivaya. What happens when we have the letters Ta, Tha, Ta, Tha, Sha or Sa after a Visarga? When the letters Ta, Tha or Sha are present, Sakaradeshaha occurs. When Ta, Tha and Sha are present, Sakaradeshaha occurs, but Here again it later transforms to become sha because of shtutvam. For example, we have janaha plus tikate. So there's a karkasha vyanjanam after a visarga. Hence, the final word becomes janashtikate. Let's take an example to understand what happens when sha is present. When sha is present, sa enters, but that also changes to sha. So the two words we have are chatuhu plus shashtihi. Combine these to form chatushashtihi as the samastapadam. Following our formula that says when visarga is followed by any of the letters from the karkasha family, sakaradeshaha occurs. So now we are left out with only ta, tha and sa. This is very simple. Here sa enters without any modifications. For example, we have got namaha plus te. In case of ta, tha and sa remains the same. So even in this example, visarga must be replaced with sa. So our samastapadam becomes namaste. Let's now see what happens when sa is present. Very simple. Sa enters, but it remains as sa itself. So the example we have is chatuhu plus saptatihi. When combined formed chatusaptatihi. This is very simple because neither shchutvam nor shtutvam takes place like we have seen earlier. Let's now study the second formula, which says aha plus a or mrudu becomes o, that is ukaradeshaha. We have got a letter aha, and after that we have any of these letters, that is a, and all the mrudu vyanjanani. They are gagha, nya, jajha, nya, dadha, na, dadha, na, babha, ma, and hayavarala. We shall understand each of them with the help of examples as well. The visarga changes to become the letter u, and later their combination gives rise to the letter o. So visarga becomes u, which later becomes o. This is our rule. Let's take an example. Namaha plus astu turns out to become namo astu by following our rule which we have already discussed. There is no entry of sa here because the paravarnaha is not a karkasha vyanjanaksharam. Since the letter o is followed by the letter a, purvarupa sandhihi occurs. Namo astu. So when they combine, purvarupa sandhihi occurs, which we have already discussed in our previous class, and our final word becomes namostu. In our second example, namaha plus namaha, we have got the letter na after visarga, which is a mrudu vyanjanaksharam. So now we have ukaradeshaha here, and our joint word turns out to be namo namaha. First, the visarga turns into u, and then later into o. Moving on to the next rule of ours, we have aha plus ach. When these two come close, the visarga disappears, which is called lopaha. Here's a point to be noted carefully. The paravarnaha can be any of the swaraksharam except for the letter a, because our rule says aha plus ach becomes lopa, excluding a. You might be wondering if the letter a can be present. The answer is yes. Only the letter a, hrisvaksharam a, shouldn't be present. Let's understand this with the help of example. Aha, when followed by any of these letters a, e, u, r, r, e, o, I or au, what do you think happens? Let's see this. It's very simple. Only the visarga disappears from its position. Look at the example which we have here. It says Shivaha plus iti. Over here, after the visarga, there is no karkasha vyanjanaksharam, so it cannot be sakaradeshaha. Similarly, there is no a, or mrudu vyanjanaksharam either, so it cannot be ukaradeshaha either. Since the letter E is present, the visarga must simply move away to become Shiva iti. Always remember that ach sandhihi never occurs after lopaha. Here Shiva and iti don't combine to form Shiveti. We've got another example here. It says Arjunaha plus uvacha. We have aha followed by u. So according to our rule, visarga disappears and our word now becomes Arjuna uvacha. We have the next rule that says aha plus ach or mrudu becomes lopaha. This is the second formula for lopaha. Now we shall see what happens in this case. When aha is brought close to any of the letters from the family of ach or mrudu vyanjanaksharani, what do you think happens? Yes, only the visarga disappears. Have a look at this example that we have got. Balaha plus agachan. The visarga disappears and our word now becomes bala agachan. Again note here that these two words bala and agachan do not combine again in Savarna Dirgha Sandhihi, because we've already discussed that after lopaha ach sandhihi must not come into picture. This is very important. In our next example, we have mrugaha plus dhavanti. After aha, we have the letter dha, which is a mrudu vyanjanaksharam, right? So, visarga is lost and we have got our answer as mruga dhavanti. In our next rule, any of the ich letters followed by a visarga, when come close to a ach or a mrudu aksharam, then rephadeshaha is seen. Remember this. Now let's have a look at the examples that we have got. After an ich aksharam, first, what is an ich aksharam? Ich aksharam can be any of the swaraksharani other than a or a. So when an ich aksharam is followed by a visarga as our purva varnaha and our paravarnaha may be a ach or a mrudu vyanjanaksharam, then in the place of visarga, the letter ra enters. Here we have guruhu plus avadat as our example. Now look here. Visarga is present after ukaraha and we all know that ukaraha is a part of ich varnaha. After this, there is a letter a in paravarnaha. So the letter ra enters here in between in the place of visarga to give our combined word Guru Ravadat, which is the Samastapadam. In the next example, Guruhu plus Devaha. We have Ukaraha, which is followed by a visarga, and after that comes a Mrudu Vyanjanaksharam, that is the. Here the Samastapadam becomes Gurur Devaha with the addition of Repha, which is visible on the top of the letter De. In this formula, since the letter Ra enters, it is called Repha Deshaha. By just remembering all our simple rules, we can easily split a word into its respective words or combine two words involving a visarga very easily. This is all we have for today. Dhanyavadaha.